And Joel Scobie, and our timekeeper, Marta Lesnar, and our referee in charge when the bell rings from Mexico City, Jose Guadalupe Garcia. So, Jesus, I need you all from the ringside all the way to the top to get up out of your seats, raise your drinks high, and get wild. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the camouflage trunks, he stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 95.6 kilos. He comes to us with a perfect, undefeated record of 11 victories and no defeats, with 10 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Zagreb, Croatia. Introducing the one, the only, Alan the Savage Babbage!
Panie i panowie, a w narożniku czerwonym 37-letni reprezentant klubu Stal Rzeszów, promowany przez grupę Knockout Promotions, mierzący 186 cm, ważący 100 kg i 800 gramów, z nieskazitelnym rekordem 14 zwycięstw, 13 walk, kończył przez knockout. Oto przed wami Łukasz Różański!
Okay, so these two called to the center of the ring.
I give them instructions in the locker room. I want a clean fight. Remember, protect yourself at all the time. Shake the gloves and go to your corner.
So Różański on the left there in the white, Babbage going back to that blue corner in the camouflage. A final hug there from trainer Anthony Wilson. This is their first fight together. Różański at 37 years old, 5 years older than his counterpart. They both earned this opportunity, and as discussed, we feel like we know how they'll go about this. Well, let's find out. I think the bell's already gone, actually. The referee might need a rung again. There we go. Babbage trying to jab there, and Różański throws a decent-looking jab himself, and then looks to just slip onto the inside and let his hands go. Babbage just pushed back against the ropes, and Różański just leaning on, trying to find some room. Babbage attempting to work his way out of that blue corner. And they're getting down to it quickly, Matt, but a bit more signs to this than we thought there might be.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be shocked if this went the distance, wouldn't you? You know, Babbage, he's looking to use the jab. He's not reckless, but these are good left hooks, and you know, he's got to be careful pulling out, backing up. Maybe he's better off just standing his ground, chin down on the chest.
Babbage just looking to fire that right hand in. He's caught a little bit square there as Różański just looks to crawl all over him and let those hooks go. He leans in, Różański, as he lets that right hand go. Didn't land it, but Babbage was tucked up, couldn't really see what was coming, and he got away with a little bit of a stumble there, Różański, but he did get through with a good left hook, as you mentioned, Matt. And Babbage just looking to back up a little bit. I just wonder, has Babbage been slightly hurt by something, because the left hand gets through again there from Różański, who looks to let go with the right hand, and down goes Babbage to a knee. He's shaking his head, but I think he was in a little bit of trouble before that landed. Maybe it was that left hook that you picked out, because just looking at him across the ring, he didn't look like everything was completely well there, and a scything right from Różański got through, and he's in huge trouble here, Babbage. Różański is on the brink here, one more clean shot away maybe. A right hand knocks him into the ropes. Babbage has got a minute to try and cover up and get through this. The hometown fighter, though, is setting about him, and the referee has stepped in and stopped it. Babbage complains, but there was very little coming back. What a win for Łukasz Różański. He did exactly what we expected him to do, and Babbage, man, just couldn't do a thing about it. I think that left hook that you picked out I think that really put a dent in him. It buzzed him, I think, because before he got put down, we had a good hard look at him, the pair of us, and he just didn't look quite right. The big siding overhand right put him down, and then he closed the show, and the scenes around ringside are absolutely wild.
I think it was shock up literally in the first 5 or 6 seconds of the fight. The first shot they caught him, I don't think he really shook that off. I mean, you get caught cold and, you know, even trying to get a bit of room, a bit of space to try and box, but he could get no sort of leverage into his punches, being backed up. He can't punch, getting backed up, and Rozanski just kept the pressure on him. And he did have the leverage, he did have the momentum coming forward. He was getting real power into his shots, and he just never let up and never gave Babic a chance to even come up for air to recover. He just couldn't get out of it. And you know, it's all right, he complained at the ref being stopped, but he didn't complain that hard either, and he was all over the place, really.
He was. I don't think he really knew exactly what was happening to be brutal about it. And Rozanski, well, we knew from watching him, off balance though he would be a lot of the time when he threw, that he could definitely crack. There's some real genuine power there, and he was a bit more compact there than I've previously seen him. Okay, he digs those toes in and lets those hands go, but as I said right at the very start, there was a bit more signs to it than some previous performances. If you haven't seen him fight before, you might find that quite hard to believe, but it's that siding right hand that really does damage. And Babic, once he got him hurt, Rozanski, he was just never in a position to recover.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't get steady on his feet, even in a position to, there's that right hand. Yeah, he got nailed with the right hand, didn't he? And you see him there, his legs are all over the place. He's trying to punch, but he can't even get his balance back into a position where at least he's got his feet are beneath him, where he can try and, you know, land some power into the shots, but he couldn't regain his balance, couldn't regain his composure at all, and that's because Rozanski didn't allow him.
It's extraordinary, the record that this man has got now. 15 fights, 15 wins, 14 knockouts, another one in the first round. He was the underdog here tonight. I think it's fair to say that. Most people that I've spoken to this week felt that Babic would have too much for him, that if it came to a shootout, the Babic would be the better man, that he would come out on the right side of it. But Rozanski, well, this is the night of his life. He's waited a long time for this. He's not boxed that much in recent years, and this is in front of his hometown fans. And this is the stuff, quite frankly, that dreams are made of. And he just got it done in such style. It's all very well kind of knowing he would have approved of that, wouldn't he? He would have loved every second of that, Andrew Golotto. It's one thing knowing what's coming, but it's another trying to stop it.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think I think Babic did try and get a bit of room and try and use the jab, and I think that, you know, he got nailed with a good right hand then, didn't he? So, but it's almost a blur, really. It happened so quick. The fight was over really before it even started.
It really was. Babic looks okay, which is the most important thing. He was stopped on his feet, but as Matt said, there was a brief protestation, but it was only brief. Rozanski just taking his time here, as well he might. There's plenty of people up in the ring, as is often the case, not as many as you do sometimes see, but the arena really responded to the anthems. There was quite a lengthy delay between the chief support and this one, but everybody was very, very patient. If anything, it just built the atmosphere further. In Europe, what you'll find is that European crowds don't mind the gap between fights as much as we do in the UK. We're quite impatient in the UK. We want the fights to come as quickly as possible, but they were happy just to let things build, and that was just, well, it was exactly what they came here to see. There are certain fighters who gather a following, Matt, for just destruction, for maximum violence, as we describe it. They don't want to come here and see 7 or 8 rounds of smart boxing when Rozanski's on the bill. They want to see him march to the ring and take someone out, and that's exactly what they got.
They want to see what they saw. Literally.
Zapraszamy pięściarzy na środek naszego ringu. Jesteśmy gotowi do oficjalnego werdyktu.
And this is a long wait for Babic. This is a long, painful wait to get the final particulars done, and then he can make his way to the locker room, because this has not gone his way at all.
Referee Jose Guadalupe Garcia calls a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 10 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner by TKO, and the new WBC Bridgerweight Champion of the World,
Łukasz Różański!
And it's a win and a world title for the hometown hero.
Wow.